Sufia Zulkifli and I am a Triple E alumni currently working as a software developer. Today we're coming live from NTU Triple E and we'll be taking all your questions. Do leave your questions on our social media platforms and we will be answering them. You can also leave your questions on Slido, slid.do, with the hashtag AskTripleE, hashtag AskEEE. Now let's proceed with today's session. Joining us today, we have 6 panelists with us to share with you more about NTU Triple E and IEM. Let's say hi to them. First up, we have Yu Yun, Triple E Year 1 undergrad and also a CNA Young Scholar. Second up, we have OMeara, double degree Triple E and Economics, Year 4. Next, we have Sandra Teo from Information Engineering and Media, aka IEM, who is also Year 4. Joining us today as well, we have Prof. Louis Fee, Dean of College of Engineering. Next, we have Prof. Tan Yap Peng, Chair of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. And last but not least, we have Prof. Gui Ba Hui, Assistant Chair of Outreach. Great! Now, without further ado, let's begin today's session. If you have just tuned in, head on over to our social media platforms. We are on Instagram at NTUEEE or Slido, SLI.do, with the hashtag AskTripleE, hashtag AskEEE, to ask any questions relating to course curriculum, exchange, career prospects, or even questions about our student life. Oh wow, we have already so many questions rolling in. Okay, now let's start with our first question. Okay, the first question that I received is NTU Triple E is 6th in the world. Is university ranking really important when it comes to choosing a university? Now, let's have Prof. Louis answer this question.
Right, so is university ranking really important? Well, I would say yes and no. If you graduate with a degree from a high-ranking university, obviously you carry a lot more weight. I mean, let's talk about the real world. You can even talk to your moms and dads or your auntie and uncles, the employers of today. When they receive, let's say, 100 resumes, the first thing they would do is to look at where the graduate is from. Those from top universities would be filtered out and put on the top. So obviously, it would be wise to go to a high-ranking university. But then beyond that, okay, let's say you have 2 choices to go to University A and B, and both are highly ranked, then what should you look out for? Well, from my opinion, it's really you have to look at what you can benefit from joining that particular university. Right? If there's one distinction I can say about NTU engineering, it is our tie-ups with the industry. All right? Okay. You can see that the university, NTU, has many tie-ups with big boys like Hewlett-Packard, Rolls-Royce, BMW, Alibaba, and the list just goes on and on. Which means that at any point of time, okay, if you join us, you walk around the canteen and you'll be mingling with engineers and executives from all these big companies. Okay, and then you have the opportunity to work in their labs. You may do a final year project involving these companies. So they get to know you, you get to know them, all right, and then you get exposed to cutting edge technologies in these companies, right? And because of this relationship, some of our students have landed jobs even before they graduated. Okay? So this is the value add that joining College of Engineering can bring to you that I think not many other universities can offer.
All right, thank you, Prof. Louis. Okay, the next question is, what differentiates Triple E from other engineering schools? Prof. Tan, would you like to take this question?
Thank you, Sophia. The School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering is one of the founding schools of NTU. And it is also one of the oldest engineering disciplines in the world. And we remain the largest undergraduate program, taking in 700 students every year. There's a reason behind this. We are still very relevant to the industry, as Dean Louis just mentioned. Our students have many career prospects. Upon graduation, they have many career opportunity waiting for them. Being the largest school, we offer many choices and options for our students while they are studying with us. They can choose to study any subject ranging from nanoscale electronics, photonics, to megawatt electric power plants, and many, many things in between, including automation, robotics, communications, IC design, electronics, machine learning, communications, and many, many, many others. So this is the school that you are going to see a lot of the undergraduate students and friends and learn from the professors. And we welcome you to join us.
Thank you, Prof. Tan. Okay, the next question is about research. How is the research program available to me as a Triple E undergrad, and what other opportunities are there available for Triple E students? Prof. Gui, would you like to take this question?
Sure. Thank you, Sophia. In Triple E, we have three research programs for undergraduate students which can help the student to learn about research. The first program is called Eureka. It's called Undergraduate Program on Campus. So, and then these Eureka programs, actually the student in the second or third years, they can attach to a professor to work in a team to learn about the research projects. And then the other program is called Europe, Undergraduate Research Opportunity Program. It's also open to second and third year students, where students can work with the professors and their researchers. And then the other research program for undergraduate students is called the Satellite Research Program, where students will work in our Satellite Research Center to work as a team and to design and develop pico or nano satellites. And we also have different projects for the students. For undergraduate third year students, we have the team project. It's called Design and Innovation Projects. It is usually involved in 10 students to group as a team to work on the smart electronics, renewable energy, communication, robotics, UAV, all kinds of applications. And also we have come to the final year, the student work individual projects with the supervisor, with a professor, and then on the different disciplinary. So these are all the research opportunity as well as project for the students.
Thank you, Prof. Lee. All right, thank you, professors. Okay, right now, let's move on to the students. Okay, I have this question. We have a student asking, how is the study schedule or workload like in NTU Triple E? And is there time for any other activities? Maybe we'd like to have Weera answer this.
Thank you, Sophia. Actually, in university, our schedule is very flexible. So there are days where we come school only for 3 hours a day. There are days where we come school for 6 hours a day. So for example, last semester, I actually only need to come school for four days a week. As such, I actually have a lot of time to do other activities. So I have time to join makerspace activities such as Garage at Triple E. I have time for NTU events. For example, events organized by Red Cross, Youth Red Cross. Yeah. And on top of that, I am able to join a lot of leadership events that actually groom me as a leader and not just academics. So yes, I'll say if you can balance your time well and you can actually plan your own timetable, you can actually join a lot of activities outside of just school workload.
Oh, thank you so much, Weera. Okay, the next question is, Sandra, this question is directed to you. Can you tell me more about Information Engineering and Media, IEM?
Okay, so IEM, I would say, is a more hybrid course where we bring in both the technology and the art. So in IEM, the percentage of the modules, 60% comes from Triple E, 20% from general electives, and the other 20% is from media and art courses, such as courses from Wikimbi School of Communication and Art Design and Media. So I would say IEM is a very interesting course where we actually learn a lot. So for example, in my year 2, we actually have this module called Introduction to Design and Innovation Project, where we actually learn how to create apps like mobile apps, web app, Sudoku games, and even first player games.
Thank you so much, Sandra. That really sounds interesting. Okay, the next question is for Yu Yun. If I am applying to be a CNA Young Scholar, how is my performance being assessed by the school?
Okay, so firstly, I think that the school will look at your results. If you're from JC, then they'll look at your A-level rank points. I heard that this year they are going to open up to poly students, but for that you should ask the CN Young office instead. Okay, so you also need to write an essay to talk about yourself, so like a personal essay, and afterwards you will be invited for an interview. So for my year, it was a group interview, and the prof asked interesting questions to get to know more about what your personality is like. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Yuyun. Okay, the next question is for... Oh, Vera, we have a question directed for you. Okay, what topic should we study in preparations for studying Triple E when we do get applied to the course in NTU?
Okay, so being in any engineering courses, not just Triple E, I think it's very important to have a good foundation in physics, mathematics, and also how you solve problems. So when you do subjects like physics, mathematics, right? It's often there's a guide, often there's a flow of you solving a question, from dissecting the question into what are the relevant equation to use, and then after that you start solving it. So the thought process is very important. As such, it's good if you can revise your physics or mathematics, be it your A-level physics or even go to O-level physics.
Okay, thank you, Vera. Okay, next question is, okay, there's a question about curriculum. Maybe we can ask Prof. Luis to take this. I understand the curriculum is being revamped with the introduction of a new common engineering program. How is this beneficial for the new students?
Okay, so we want to train engineers not for today, but for tomorrow. Okay? And with the advent of Industry 4.0, okay, or the fourth industrial revolution, jobs are changing. I mean, you've heard it. You probably read it in the papers, in the news, that robots are taking over certain jobs. AI is doing this, doing that. So we want to get our engineers ready for what's available out there, okay? Which means, going ahead, you need to have depth in your field of engineering that you have chosen. Okay? But at the same time, you need to be abreast of the other disciplines, all right? So for example, okay, this being a triple E school, okay, so let's say you get trained to be an electrical and electronics engineer. So you go deep, you learn your Kirchhoff's law and all the things that I've forgotten, okay? Then you go deep so that you are a competent electrical and electronics engineer. But at the same time, we will give you exposure to what's hot in the market now. For example, everybody must know a little bit about data analytics, okay? Because it's all about data nowadays, okay? Some say that data is the new oil, right? You'll be exposed to artificial intelligence, but really it's beyond that. We will push our students to even take subjects that are totally out of engineering, okay? Do a course in finance, do a little bit of economics, ethics. You must know about sustainability. These are real world issues nowadays. Or even go into humanities and arts, right? Even as you design your product, okay, maybe you're involved in the production of iPhone 22 next time, for example, right? You'll be doing the electronics. But at the same time, if you dwell in arts and design, you'll be looking at the aesthetics, and how the interaction between human and the product. You see, so with that, you have a very, very holistic education in NTU. And I think that is how we should be training engineers going forward.
All right, thank you so much, Prof. Luis. Okay, this question is about art, so I'm guessing Sandra can take this question. Okay, Sandra, I have this question saying that, do I have to be good at art because I cannot draw to join IEM? Yeah.
Okay, this is a very popular question among students who are interested in IEM. So the answer to this question is no. You can go into IEM without any knowledge in art because the professors from ADM, they're actually very helpful and they actually teach everything from scratch. So they teach things like sketch, colors, composition, and even styles. So if you might question like, what about the grading? So does it mean that if I'm good in art, I will definitely get a higher grade? So it's no, because how the professors grade, they actually grade you through your progress through the 13 weeks of this module. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about not having any foundation in art.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. All right, okay, now I have a question about AI. Okay, so Prof. Tan, maybe you can take the question. Okay, this question is, will we be learning AI in Triple E, and what is the AI track in Triple E mainly teaching about?
Okay, AI, of course, is an important subject nowadays. And in Triple E, the student in year one, they can study introduction to data science and AI subjects in this field. And when they move on to the second and third year, they can take on subjects or projects which are relevant to AI. In particular, for example, machine learning, data mining, artificial intelligence. We do have many projects and professors actually with expertise in this field. And when they move on to the final year, there is an option of specialization waiting for them, which is on the data intelligence and analysis, and which actually I am teaching a course on data science and artificial intelligence for our students. And students get to actually do very hands-on projects, solve practical problems. In the School of Triple E, we also team up with NVIDIA and having a lab called Data Science and Artificial Intelligence, which we work with NVIDIA engineers and offer training for our students, and they can actually work on very industry-oriented projects, and like for example, SOPI and DBS and A-Star, they actually supervise our students working on those AI-related projects.
Nice. Thank you, Prof. Tan. Okay, so for Yun, I have a question about your CN Young Scholarship. Okay, what is the difference between CN Young Scholarship and other scholarships?
Okay, so for CN Young Scholarship, it's also a scholars program, meaning that you'll take additional mods from other faculties, such as we have a writing and reasoning mod, which is shared with the NTU USP. We also have undergraduate research programs. So we get to go for these programs starting from year one. So we'll be attached to a mentor. Then we can get to choose what we are interested in, and we can work on it with the help of our mentors.
Thank you so much, Yun. Okay, so for Prof. Wee, maybe I can direct this question to you. It's a poly question. So for poly direct entry to year 2 students, is it guaranteed for them to graduate within 3 years, and is the workload very heavy?
Good. So for poly students, it will study in general in 3 years in Triple E. So their total academic units or AUs in short is actually 111. So if you divide by 6 semesters, each semester they will be taking about 18.5 AUs. So this means that in general, there will be 18.5 hours of work in a week. So if a student willing to actually overload a little bit more, then they should be able to graduate in 2.5 years. So, but in general, we will encourage the student to do their study in their, we call comfortable, in their good pace, so that they can learn more. So we prepare them to study within 3 years. So most of students should be able to finish their degree in 3 years for poly students.
All right. Thank you, Prof. Wee.
Yeah.
Okay, so to take just a 30 seconds break for those who just tune in with us, if you have any questions relating to course curriculum, exchange, career prospects, or even student life, feel free to send in your questions through slido.com with the hashtag ASKEEE. Alternatively, you can upvote questions that have been asked by others for a high chance to get answered. All right, okay, so we have so many questions coming up. Okay, so the next question is for Prof. Tan. Okay, is IEM undergrad program difficult? And how competitive is it for someone interested in EEE to get admitted in NTU?
Oh, okay. First question is about whether IEM program is difficult. Yes, if you join a university to study a program, and you certainly expect the program to be challenging, so that you can better develop yourselves. There is not much benefit for you if you join a so-called easy program. So you may not learn a lot by the time you finish the studies. So 3 to 4 years is not a short period of time. You just have to pace yourself regularly. And I believe IEM is actually a very interesting program. And often that I'm amazed by our graduates. you can see that how they transform from first year, and when they graduate, they actually have convert themselves or transform themselves to a very capable, very confident graduates. So there is a price you have to pay, and I don't think it is more challenging than any other engineering program. Just that students have to so-called engage themselves in the process so that they can develop themselves into a capable IEM engineer. And as to whether EEE is a very difficult program to get into, and this program is very versatile, and we are still the largest undergraduate program in Singapore, taking in 700 students. So you can imagine that with this large number of intake, there are higher chance for you to get a place with us than other smaller programs. So I don't think it's very difficult. You can check on the integrative grade point. And this year we also consider holistic admission. So we will meet the student and find out whether they are very passionate and interested in our program. And there is a good chance if you are passionate about this program, and you can apply, and we will see you.
Yes. Okay, next up. Okay, so for maybe Vera can take this question. So what is a transition like from a JC student to university? Yeah.
Okay, so from those of you from JC, you know that you go through a lecture tutorial style, which is very similar with university style. The difference is the pace and the time, because the pace in university is much faster. For example, when they're trying to review the mathematics, I think the whole JC syllabus was finished within 3 weeks. Yeah, so the pace is very fast. As such, you need to keep up with the pace. You need to, constantly practice. And also, the next difference itself is the time is very flexible, because you get to choose your own timetable compared to JC where it's given. As such, if you can plan your timetable well, you can balance your day better, and also you can be involved in not just academic stuff, but also have more holistic kind of experience in university.
Okay, thank you so much, Mira. Okay, so next up we have a question. The world is focusing more on software and the digital economy. How is a EEE degree going to help me in this kind of economical climate? Maybe Prof. Luis would like to take the question.
Yeah, so the world is changing. That is definitely correct. Okay, and the skill sets that are required for the world of the future, and again, I stress the word, we are definitely into the advent of fourth industrial revolution. Okay, so information technology is something that not only engineers, but everyone must have to a certain degree, right? Every morning that you wake up, I'm talking to you, prospective students, what's the first thing that you do? Some of you, before you even open your eye, you reach out for your phone, right? Okay? Because by doing that, you are already some form of a computer scientist or a computer engineer, okay? And that's how you communicate with the world. And going ahead, it's all about data. So we have to understand data better and how to manipulate it, okay, to make our jobs, to do better in our jobs, to be more efficient in what we do. And this spans across all disciplines, okay? Even humanities, okay? You're using data to understand interaction with human and human and human to machine. Even this COVID situation that we have, it's all about data collection, okay? With proper data collection and how we manipulate it, putting a little bit of AI, okay? Our leaders, our policy makers are able to make difficult decisions to contain the disease and ensure that we expense the correct advice to the public. Okay, so that's how it is going forward. We cannot fight it, okay? And the best thing is to learn more about it. And this is what you get from joining us in NTU.
Thank you, Prof. Luis. All right, so Yuyun, I believe you're still in year 1, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so I have a question. As a year 1 student, do you have any leadership opportunities in EEE?
Okay, so there are definitely many leadership opportunities. For example, even though I'm still in year 1, I've already had the opportunity to be vice president for an event organized by EEE Outreach. It is called Innovation Challenge, and it's a 2-day, 1-night camp that reaches out to JC and Poly students to help them to understand more about Triple E. Yeah, and apart from Innovation Challenge, there are also many other opportunities in the other student bodies, such as Triple E Club, Garage at Triple E Lead, and MLDA. Yes.
Thank you, Yuyun. Okay, so next up, I have a question for Prof. Wee. Okay, so after serving NS, what kind of support that NTU Triple E gives to help the transition into uni life? Yeah.
Okay, for Triple E and IEM as well. So we prepare the students that have not studied for the last 2 years in the national service, so that we will send a letter to them before the term start in August, so they will actually can enroll in our preparatory courses like mathematics and physics. So they will 1 month before the semester start, they will come to the university to pick up all these important knowledge, and then for them to prepare for their semester to start in the first year 1.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Wee. Okay, Sandra, I heard you went overseas for exchange or internship, something like that. So can you share more about your overseas exchange?
Okay, so for me, I went for summer exchange. I went to Korea, Hanyang University. So, yeah. I went 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a very interesting and unique experience. I get to clear 8 academic units over there. And not only that, I get to immerse into the culture and get to know more about my IEM friends, because I went with a group of my IEM friends. Yeah, so over there you get to learn, you get to explore. Not only you study, you also get to explore the country as well. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, next we have a question for Prof. Tan. Maybe you can answer it. Okay, what are the fundamental differences between the course and the computer engineering/computer science course? And what is the difference between the AI courses provided by Triple E and computer science?
Wow. That is not an easy question. For computer engineering and computer science, they study the subjects which are computer relevant. With computer science focus more on software and computer engineering more on hardware. For Triple E, we study subjects and systems which are powered by electricity and electronics, certainly which also include computer. Right? But as AI and data science today, and you probably know that one of the very key components for AI is data. And for Triple E, we have many sensors which allow you to acquire those data and for you to do your machine learning or AI projects. And as I mentioned earlier, we also have a specialization on data intelligence and processing, which students can learn the Triple E aspect of machine learning and AI and apply a lot of this fundamental knowledge they learn from Triple E and to tackle the problem which is more EEE relevant. So which I think that give the strength of our student, because moving forward for data science and AI, not just that you need to know how to use those machine learning tools and the data, you also need to know the domain knowledge so that you know where to look, what data to collect, what problem to formulate, and how to tackle those problems. So for Triple E, we provide the kind of domain knowledge for students equipped with AI knowledge and technologies and to tackle those challenging problems which are going to be very important for the futures.
Thank you, Prof. Tan. Okay, this is a question for the double degree or major. Maybe OMeara can answer it. Okay, I am thinking of applying for a double degree or major. What can I expect my academic schedule to be like?
Okay. So for any degree, actually we take 70% courses of our major and another 30% from the unrestricted electives. So you are actually free to choose from the whole university the courses that you like. You know, some people take sports, some people take languages. Yeah. So for double degree student, I take 70% major from my first degree and 70% major courses from my second degree. Yeah, as such, I'm clearing around 140% AUs compared to my peers, but in the span of 5 years. So if you do the mathematics, like what, how Prof. Green did, right, just now, I am taking 178 academic units spread across 10 semesters. So actually, if you do the math, it's kind of similar with my peers, just that I don't get to choose the unrestricted electives. Yeah, so it's not that bad.
All right, thank you, Mira. Okay, the next question is, what are the career prospects for Triple E graduates? Maybe Prof. Lewis can answer this?
Well, okay. I mean, the chair can answer this too. But then, what's changing is, you graduate with a Triple E degree, you'll be thinking of going into the manufacturing industry, the electronics, electrical industries. You'll be joining big boys, like I mentioned, Hewlett Packard, all the big companies that you have there. But what's interesting is going forward, because you're equipped with this degree and you have knowledge about data, you can apply it to anywhere, in any disciplines. Okay? For example, I can tell you for a fact that our graduates are hunted by the banks. I mean, why would the bank want engineers? But that's the fact, okay? Because of our training. Even though, yes, you might say that, compared to a finance student, the engineer would not understand the finances that well. But in the 4 years, in the 3 or 4 years that you spend with us, okay, in Triple E, it's quite grueling, I must admit, all right? Okay, you'll be exposed to a lot of projects, you have to do projects after projects. But in this training, we actually give you a very sound, analytical thinking kind of training, okay? Which means I can put you in a spot and you will be able to survive and solve the problem, okay? And what this world needs are problem solvers, right? And that's why our graduates, okay, from Triple E, they can go into their so-called proper industry, okay, related, but they are hunted by all different kind of disciplines. Finance, the social sciences, they want to know how data can be used for this and that. Okay, so it's really, really versatile and it's really, really very, very exciting. Okay, I mean, I'm an engineer, and if I have to choose again what degree I have to choose, okay, I'll still choose engineering from the bottom of my heart, really.
Oh, thank you, Prof. Lewis. Okay, now we have a question for Sandra. What lab sessions do IEM students do? And any examples of lab sessions and how your lessons are conducted as an IEM student?
Okay, so I'll answer the second question first, how lessons are conducted. So for not only IEM, for Triple E as well, the whole module is split into 3. So we have lectures, tutorials, and then lab sessions. So for lab sessions, for IEM, because we still take 60% of Triple E modules, so it's still the same. So for example, one lab session is data structure algorithms. So the lab will last for say 3 hours. We go in, we have a lab manual to follow. So we read and we interpret it, and then so for data structure and algorithms, it's more of like a coding software kind of lab. Yeah. So there's help. So you code and you run the program. Yeah. And well, what else is in the question?
Lab sessions, example lab sessions of what IEM students
IEM.
do.
Okay. To focus on IEM lab sessions. Let me think.
ADM courses.
So as what Prof. Tan mentioned, for ADM courses, okay, we don't really call it lab sessions because for ADM courses, it's like, for example, art. Like we take these art classes in ADM itself. We go into the studio and then like for example, it's art, right? So we draw. The professors will teach us. It's a very hands-on experience. Yeah, I would say lab sessions in Triple E and IEM are all very hands-on. Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra. Okay, Prof. Gui, Okay, so this question is, will the modules in this course be manageable for Polytechnic students?
Yeah, I should say that for Polytechnic students, when they come into the second year, in their first year courses, we found that it's actually that they have learned it in their poly during their diploma program. So, for example, the first year courses is actually focused on the mathematics 1, mathematics 2, physics, and then some of the fundamental, those computing as well as electronic courses, they have learned it before. So when they come to the second year, they are more towards triple E fundamental. For example, they will learn about analog electronics, digital electronics, circuit analysis, software program algorithm, as well as engineering mathematics, and then so that they can prepare for the third year. The third year, a lot of students will learn about more advanced electronic courses, and then also go for exchange program, and can also go for the internships, and then also do their design and innovation projects, team projects, and then so that prepare them for the final year. The final year, they will go to the one of the 8 specializations, and then again, they can take a lot of courses, wide range of courses, and then they will do a final year projects to prepare them for the future work.
Thank you. Okay. So where Prof. mentioned internships, Sandra, so what internships are available for Triple E and IEM, and give a short description of your internship overseas?
Okay, yes. So for internships opportunities are available in Triple and IEM. We have a few different opportunities that we offer, so that you can self-source your internship. You can go onto the Triple E portal, and you can, for me, I went overseas for internships. It is under the Work and Study China program, and the other one is called Overseas Entrepreneurship Program. Yeah, so there's really a very wide variety and range for every student to get an internship opportunity. So for example, for me, I applied for this Work and Study China program, and I went over to Shanghai, PayPal, for 6 months. Yeah, so a little bit more about my internship. So as it's called Work and Study, so we actually studied in China, in Shanghai Jiao Tong University for 1 month. We learned about their culture, we learned economics, literature in school. Then after this 1 month, we move on into our full internship. So for 20 weeks, for me, I work in a innovation lab as an intern. Yeah, so I learned a lot about the culture there. I learned a lot about the software engineering job scope, and yeah, I also met a lot of really good colleagues and friends over.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. Okay, let's end off this questionnaire with the last question to Prof. Tan. What is the salary of a typical Triple E graduate?
Our graduates actually have enjoyed very good employment over the last few years. If you look at the information published by MOE last year, our graduates actually command, I remember the overall average salary of about 3,800 for both Triple E and IEM students, with the employment rate of about 93%, which is 4 months after they receive our degree. So far, we have not seen any problem with our students gaining employments. And in fact, and many of them actually receive multiple offers. It's actually a difficult decision they have to make which job they embark on. So as Prof. Luis mentioned, the Triple E program is very versatile, and very naturally students will pick up all these problem-solving skill and people skill, which actually will allow them to be able to perform well in their career. It is not only getting the first job, it's how eventually they can be successful in their job, which is even more important. So we are very confident that, and being the largest undergraduate program, our students have been well prepared for their careers, and based on all the feedback we have, and employers are very happy with our graduates. So I don't think there's something that our students need to worry about their jobs.
Thank you, Prof.
I echo what Prof. Tan said, all right? I mean, sometimes I laugh to myself when I hear fresh graduates talking to each other. Oh, I got $50 more than you. You know, I mean, starting pay is not important. Okay, the fact is engineering grads, okay, especially Triple E, the starting salary is higher than average, definitely on the high side. Okay, but what's more important for you is really at this point, you prospective students, is to choose the course that you are passionate about. Okay? Once you have passion in the course, then it's inevitable that you will do well in your course, and then you will progress to a career that you love. And once you love your job, then it becomes less of a job. It becomes more of a very serious hobby, and then you will flourish. You will definitely excel, and then of course the money will come.
All right, thank you all, and thank you all for tuning to our live Q&A. We have come to the end of our session. Follow us on Facebook at NTU or Instagram at NTU EEE for our latest updates. You can also head over to our YouTube channel, NTU EEE, for more exciting videos that cover topics ranging from curriculum, exchange program, and other opportunities. Oh, to add on, the students from EEE had the opportunity to actually visit Silicon Valley last year. This is one of the many opportunities EEE and IEM has to offer. All right, let's watch the Silicon Valley study trip video and see you all in NTU EEE. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this year's WWDC. Introducing our brand new product, the i3.
This basically right here represents basically what Facebook originally wanted to intend, and as we were growing, you can see things are a little bit more different.
Information engineering and media year 1. Actually I like a lot of stuff, but I don't really know like what I want to do in the future. So I think this trip is very inspirational.